Views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Are you ready? The Kornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, Your Call to Action. Join Kornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Kornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that have already been calling into the office here this morning, into the studio, yes, this is very exciting for us. I am so thrilled to introduce you to a fabulous, fabulous show, the Kornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, Your Call to Action, Global Galactic Actions for a New Earth. Today, she and I get to talk about what this journey means, but more importantly, you all have been asking me, Pat, what is this thing you're doing? You're introducing us to amazing people. And what I want to say is what Kornelia and I were saying before the show, is that we are each doing our gifts. The thing that I love to do is introduce all of you, because you're the best listeners on the planet, to somebody such as she is. And why do I say that? She teaches us and will continue to do this. Wait till you hear what her show is about. All of the things that we need to know to make sense and to tap into our multidimensional selves. This is about consciously creating a reality in expansive ways and to move with ease and with grace from surviving to thriving. Now, this is something that she has said yes to in her lifetime. She's passionate, she's a humanitarian, and more importantly, she is a galactic citizen who is highly intuitive and playfully courageous. She and I and Jessica and the team have been working together to bring you this show in some of the most amazing ways. Today, you're going to hear about everything from emotional health. We're going to be talking about her fabulous book, and most importantly, about what she's created in this world to help us understand universal wholeness and tap into that part of ourselves that are ready to be healed. Wow. Today, fasten your seatbelt. Make sure you're kind of strapped in for the journey, for the ride, and for what we're about to introduce you to. Finding your sweet spot and living it with my very special guest, Kornelia Stephanie. What a great, great way for us to start the week off. Welcome. Welcome to the show, and welcome to all of our Facebook friends.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pat. It's an honor, and I'm so delighted to finally launch this show after 6 months of collaboration and creating together. And your amazing team, the people that you have working with you, and the people that I now have working with me, I feel so supported. I feel that these people show up with who they say they are. And when we all come together and we support each other this way, we can, like we were talking about before the show, really step in to deliver the gifts. Each of us deliver the gifts of our true self, right? So, yeah.
I love this because, many people have said to me, and let's start with this conversation. Many people have said to me, especially recently, Pat, why aren't you writing the book? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Well, the answer is, I really love what I'm doing. And yet we're all being asked to bring more forth in the world today. And I wanted to ask you about this notion of our deepest desires fulfilled, this idea that seems so elusive to people is actually our birthright, isn't it?
It is our birthright, and we have to continuously, courageously keep desiring and standing in our deepest desire, asking for what it is that we truly, really want, because we are manifesting our deepest desires now. Everything that we have ever wanted from that deep desire within is now manifesting. That's part of the new era that we're in. And so we have to be courageous to bring forth that deepest desire. My deepest desire was to have peace on earth for as long as I can remember. I grew up in a household where anger and physical abuse and verbal abuse dominated my life. And I witnessed a lot of violence in my life where I saw my mother get physically abused, and I saw physical abuse happening in the world. And so as time went on, it became so much for me to where I just didn't have any faith and trust anymore in anything. And I wanted to turn that violence against myself, which is where the new deep desire was born, because I really wanted to find out what is the purpose to all of this? Yeah. What is the purpose to all of this? And so part of my emotional liberation came from my deepest suffering, from my deepest desire to find God, to find the truth, to find our Creator, to find love, to discover that there's more to life than what we're living. Yeah. And so it was September of 17th, 1993 is when I was going to commit suicide and turn that violence against myself. And this is when I discovered that God came through me. God came through after a complete surrender for asking what the whole purpose is.
Yeah. You know, you and I have so many similarities, boy, and in so many ways. And I love that we're talking about this because, of course, then, you write a book called Peace, right?
Yes.
And here I am, because I grew up in a different kind of abusive situation between my family, where my mother was mentally and psychologically abused. And, as a child, you don't know that. I mean, like here we are now, right? And people say, well, why did you want to, Pat, go out there and study these things? Well, we're unlike Viktor Frankl, I wasn't in search of meaning. I was in search of answers, right?
Right.
Right. And then once get on this journey, don't we then take what we're learning and healing ourselves to bring it to the world now? Because that's what you're doing. I mean, I've watched the website that you've developed, your work flourish, grow, the energy of it. And isn't that what you're doing to help people heal?
Exactly. And it's about healing our lives. It's about letting go of the old story. And the point is that we can overcome anything, because we can overcome physical abuse. We can overcome sexual abuse. We can overcome our addictions. There isn't anything that we're not able to overcome, because we are brilliant. We're absolutely brilliant, but we have to be willing to unveil and discover, peel the onion, if you will. We have to be able to be willing to peel the layers and build a foundation that has love at the core, God at the core, source at the core.
And let me ask you this question about this. When we have this at the core, and many of us are in search, we're in search. And one of the things I love that you said before was that we're in search, but it doesn't mean that we're not in action. Remember, earlier I talked about your call to action as part of what you do. So we're not just talking about having a place where we're in this internal process, right, of healing. We're talking about healing, living, right? Because you and I know what it's like not to want to live, right? But now we're teaching others how to do this. Isn't this part of the strength of your message today?
It is. And it's part of that people act on their emotions. And what people don't realize is that it's not people that we want to kill, or even ourselves, which is not tolerable in this day anymore. It's just we're called to action now to wake up to our capability of what we're capable of. And we are capable of so much more. The point is to embrace our emotional capability and move through feeling to healing.
I love it. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how this fabulous upcoming show is going to help on a regular basis make that move, take that action, do things that, you might be thinking right now, well, look, I'm not really sure if I can move forward. Or we're going to talk about this here, that, wait a minute, I am moving forward, but what if I want more? What if I want more? Not that I'm unhappy. What if I want to experience that unlimited, uninhibited, right? That's my new word, not inhibited, uninhibited, right?
That.
Just made up like a new word right there. What if we want to experience that? For what reason? To give it back. Stay tuned. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. A lot coming up. Taking your questions, taking your calls, 1-800-930-2819. All of you on Facebook, love to chat with you. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that, but I think I can multitask. Because why? We're in a multiverse. We'll be right back.
Winning at the game of money. Lynn Brown is now offering Full Spectrum Finance, a progressive 12-month program that will help you to navigate through the mechanics of financial expansion. Finally, a financial planner who looks at the full spectrum of money and abundance. Engage you in the mental, physical, and energetic aspects of finance. This is Full Spectrum Finance. Are you ready to get into it? For more information, go to fullspectrumfinance.com.
Choose the new earth on the Kornelia Stephanie Show. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio as Kornelia takes listeners on an odyssey of higher consciousness to inspire, educate, and empower. Kornelia guides people on the path of self-healing, peace, and liberation. The Kornelia Stephanie Show is your catalyst for anchoring heaven on earth on a global scale. For more information, go to KorneliaStephanie.com.
Gain powerful insight and practical tools to support you on your spiritual journey. Access your higher self and tune in every second and fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific to A Life Untethered with Andrew Martin and now co-host Jeremy Nudell. Walking the Path of Freedom. Andrew is a highly attuned, intuitive oracle, energy worker, spiritual teacher, and international radio host. For more about Andrew and his services, visit andrewmartin.energy.
To see your life from an angel's perspective, book a personal consultation with Claire Candy Huff, angelic walk-in angel Ariel at Angel Healing House. Candy provides intuitive counseling, Reiki, and angel readings in person in Los Angeles or nationally and internationally via phone or Skype. She will channel the practical tools you need to transform your life. Call now 831-277-3716 or visit angelhealinghouse.com.
Your happiness is your choice on Natural Peace Radio. Follow Sarah Van Ryswick as she addresses the power of emotions. Each month, Sarah covers different topics as she helps listeners activate their energetic spark and create powerful energy and amazing opportunities. Manifest your desires with Natural Peace Radio. For more information on Sarah and her work, visit naturalpeaceliving.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Pat.
I'm Kornelia Stephanie.
All right, we are tag teaming it today because I'm so thrilled to be introducing all of you to my friend, my colleague, and a fabulous upcoming hit show. Before we jump back into this conversation, because I know that it's so important what we're talking about here today, please tell people how they can find out more about you. I mentioned your book, how they can get a copy of your book, but also how they can work with you directly.
Well, they can get a copy of my book by going to Amazon. Peace, the Flip Side to Anger is on Amazon. People can work with me by going to KorneliaStephanie.com. And they can also go to KorneliaStephanieVIP.com and try free for 7 days my new Creative Light Vibration, daily inspirational messages for the new earth.
I love that.
The way they can work with me is they can email me at radio@KorneliaStephanie.com, and I will be happy to get in touch with them, or they can check it out on my website as well under personal sessions.
Awesome. I love it. You know, you and I have talked quite a bit. We've gotten to know each other, and you shared something very personal at the beginning, and it really leads to what we're talking about now. And that is awakening and this notion of awakening. And people wonder, well, do I point to an awakening, a spiritual awakening? We know that in many of the 12-step programs, spiritual awakening is a very important part of this. Now, when you move away from that, you look at other life transitions, spiritual awakening is part of it. The question really is for people, is it a painful process? And if it is, what can we know about that process to know there's another side? At the end of whatever the pain is, there's the rainbow.
That's a great question. That's a wonderful question. And yes, and it is a painful process. Awakening is a painful process because we have to clear the past from our physical body. And the only way to clear that is to move through the process. And the process is uncomfortable because there's going to be a lot of feelings and emotions and beliefs that are investigated by the person that is on this spiritual journey. And the beautiful thing is that once you make it through this process and you awaken to the truth of who you are, it is like you are then living your truth and you're living another life in this life, because there is a spiral dance that goes along with our evolution. And the last 26,000 years, we have been in a cycle, in a theme of living and experiencing everything that we are not. And now this new era, our new cycle that is beginning now, is calling us to experience, remember, and live everything that we are. And the truth is that we are magnificent beings. We are powerful beyond measure. That's what I'm calling us to action and asking people to embrace their humanity, embrace the gifts of their divinity, embrace who it is that they are. Their shadows, all of their shortcomings, to be able to transcend that energy and move into their truth.
You know what I love about this is that, I was speaking with someone over the weekend, and we were talking about the time we live in. And that was kind of juxtaposed a conversation I was having and saying, there's a special on TV about Woodstock. And I was saying, yeah, that's what I remember about that. A lot of mud, but a lot of happy, fun people, right? And yeah. I said, that was a time of awakening as well. And in between, we've had many opportunities to awaken to things, right?
Yeah.
And so we are in a time right now that might seem very painful, very alarming. Yet at the same time, there are things that are happening in the world, in the United States, that are very positive for people. So we have a hard time making sense. In the end, aren't we in a battle with ourselves at every level to take our power back? Because somehow we feel we've lost it. Have we? Have we lost it?
We've given it away. We've given our power away, and there's been a lot of shame to claiming our power back. We've given it away in our relationships. We've embodied victim consciousness, but that's part of the transcendence, to take our power back, to claim our power back, to claim our universe back, to claim our planet back. I found a quote the other day. I don't have this one memorized, but I will, because this is so fabulous, because it describes exactly where we are. And the quote is this can go for our collective humanity right now. The most beautiful people are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, loving concern. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. This is who we are. This is what we're going through exactly right now. All of us are going through this dark night of the soul. It depends on where you are in the awakening process and how long you've been at it, or if you're just beginning. But there's no judgment, because we're all coming home. We're all coming home to the truth of who we are. And that's what's so liberating, because at the truth of who we are, we're living at our highest and greatest expression of truth.
I love that quote. Now, I want to tell you, people look at me and they say, my gosh, Pat, you're doing this positive talk show and the network. I am really, believe it or not, I am not well versed like you are. I don't come from that place. I didn't grow up in that place. I relate to things differently. That's why I so can honor your work, because I'm in awe of what you're doing. I am so in awe of that. So my quotes are a little bit weird, I must say. Now, I do know that quote, but I'm a little bit weird. So yesterday, you're going to love this. I'm getting ready for the show and I got your book. But at the same time, I'm going to admit this, I'm catching up on the Walking Dead series. Okay? I'm catching up on the zombie show series. This is me. This is how I get ready for my stuff. And in the background, I got this crazy thing that's going on the TV. I love that show because it talks about the human interaction and who we are as humans. I'm not really interested in the whole zombie thing, right?
Yeah.
But what people do to build up strength and empowerment, I'm fascinated by it. And I think that's why the world is. So out of this, I have a friend that's in a little bit of pain. And so I text her and I say, don't fantasize about failing. Put everything into winning. And she says, where did you get that quote from? Is that you? I said, no, that's Michonne from The Walking Dead, one of the characters from The Walking Dead. Because I'm sitting here and I'm getting ready to this and I'm reading about this and I'm hearing this dialogue in a show that is enormously popular that many people don't understand why, because it's about us rising up, right? We're rising up and we're discovering who we are in the world and we're making decisions about that. Isn't this the time for that? And isn't your show to help us learn more about our humanity?
Yes, and the show is really about, I'm going to be introducing a lot of the people that I have personally coached and worked with and that are doing extraordinary things in their life and in their communities. And it's really about embracing our humanity and bringing our greatest self, our truth. That is the time we're in now. That's why all of this is happening on the planet, so that we can step in the truth of who we are. And that is powerful beyond measure.
You know, in your radio show, let's talk about it if we could for a minute, and then we'll take a short break. In your radio show, you know, you have given this a lot of thought. You've also prepared for this your entire life. The show is going to do many, many things, and certainly you're going to bring on some of the people that can help all of us in the end. Why is it that you believe this is the time to bring your message forward?
Because the future of love is now. There's nothing else but now. The future of love is now. This is the time. We only have now. We only have this time right now. There's no more procrastinating, playing small, hiding. Our planet is calling for it. Our children are calling for it. Our elders are calling for it. We're calling for it. It's time to awaken into our greatness. And there is nothing that we cannot overcome together as a humanity. And that time is now.
I love it. You know, by the way, for those of you, when we come back from break, we're going to be talking about this fabulous book. And there are some things in here that I'd like to share because, you know, if you've lived this life and there is a sense of woundedness that you cannot fully pinpoint, what if I was to tell you, and Kornelia was to tell, what if we were to tell you that there really is something underneath those things that have happened to you that will lead you to a path of fulfillment? You might be thinking right now, I don't see how it's going to happen. Well, we're going to share a little bit with you. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Live your magnificence, for the love of joy is a precious gift offered to us by Robert Schoenfeld, host of the Art of Powerful Living Radio. He takes us on an incredible 30-day adventure to expand our minds and hearts with the nectar of life, love, and joy. This book will help you bring more joy, love, health, abundance, adventure, romance, and magnificence into your life.
The Janice Underwood Show, helping you create the life you want, not the life you tolerate. Tune in each Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio as Janice delves into the life creator system and the next step in your spiritual evolution. Janice Underwood is gifted at helping spiritually minded people shift their mindsets to unleash the creator within. Our souls wish to wake us up. Those of us listening hear the call. Do you? For more information, visit JaniceUnderwood.com.
Choose the new earth on the Kornelia Stephanie Show. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio as Kornelia takes listeners on an odyssey of higher consciousness to inspire, educate, and empower. Kornelia guides people on the path of self-healing, peace, and liberation. The Kornelia Stephanie Show is your catalyst for anchoring heaven on earth on a global scale. For more information, go to KorneliaStephanie.com.
Hi, this is Laura Richer, host of On the Verge Radio. Sometimes you hear encouraging messages like transform your life now, become empowered, create the life you crave, and it all seems overwhelming and you're not sure where to start. I'm here to tell you that self-improvement is not always fun and easy, but it is always worth it. The path to creating positive changes begins with releasing the things that have been holding you back. Then you can create a life that inspires you. I know this because I've done it. You can find out more about what I do by visiting my website, SeattleHealingHypnosis.com. I look forward to supporting you on your journey.
Amber Teal, founder of The Healthy Edge, is bringing you the hit show Healthy Edge Radio, living with power, passion, and purpose. Amber provides the support and tools necessary for you to finally release the weight and emotions that are hidden beneath the weight. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information on how you can take the next step with Amber, visit GetTheHealthyEdge.com.
Integrate spirituality into your everyday lives on Universe Soul Heart Radio. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as Kathleen Johnson explores the concept of sensible spirituality, keeping you grounded, connected, and centered on the path to wholeness. Kathleen has dedicated her life to facilitating holistic healing and wholeness in others. Listen to Universe Soul Heart Radio and learn how to flourish, grow, and impact all we do on planet Earth. For more information, go to universesoulheart.net.
Calling all moms, it's time to awaken your vibrant, intuitive, loving self in every area of your life. Join host Debbie Pokornik as she shares thoughts, stories, and tools to help you stand in your power. Listen to Vibrant, Powerful Moms helping everyday women create extraordinary lives. Mondays at 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. For more information about Debbie, visit empoweringenergy.com. That's empowering with letters NRG.com.
Hey, everybody, I'm Dr. Pat.
I'm Kornelia Stephanie.
And guess what? For more information about me, you can go to the drpatshow.com or you can go to transformationtalkradio.com. Kornelia, how do people find out more about you one more time? And please tell them when your show is coming up.
KorneliaStephanie.com or KorneliaStephanieVIP.com to raise your daily vibration from the comfort of your own home. There's a 7-day free trial on the homepage of the website. And my new show begins next Friday at 12 noon Pacific time, where I'm going to be talking about how to claim your power in the midst of, how to claim your spiritual power in the midst of this turmoil right now that we're in.
Yeah.
And discover your inner peace.
And that's on transformationtalkradio.com. So please, it's Friday noontime, transformationtalkradio.com. I said earlier that we would be talking about the book as well as what this means to go through an awakening. So, we've come to the point now where we're looking at pain. You and I talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but we're going to talk more deeply about it. And, I did believe people are saying, did she really just quote The Walking Dead? I don't have time to Facebook you and chat back with you right now. But I did talk about that because this is where we're watching our society being played out in a very number one show, right? And why is that? Because people are experiencing pain, but they're rising up.
Yes.
Is that, here you and I are, we had pretty painful my mother committed suicide when I was six. And so you and I have this pain, but here we are. How did we get here? There's a way to do it.
Her mother committed suicide when you were 6. I didn't know that about you. And this is what I want to say to people is that we don't need to act on our emotion. Part of the emotion that is calling out the pain that people are going through, whatever it is that's happening in your life right now, if it's painful, feel it to heal it. And we have to be willing to dive deep into the pain, because all of the suppressed emotion that has been suppressed in our physical body, which is what you're talking about, the Walking Dead, the suppression that has been suppressed in our physical body over and over and over and over again, because we didn't feel safe based on our society, our conditioning to express our emotions. Plus, we were never taught about how to process our emotions, how to release our feelings, and how to change our conditioning, how to change our belief systems, how to make peace with our past, and to be able to do that now. The beautiful thing about now is it doesn't have to take years of therapy. We don't have to go to counseling for 20 years. You can right now, today, make peace with your life. You can right now, today, heal whatever it is that is going on within your life by claiming your power back, by saying, yes, I want to live, by not rejecting the life force energy and saying yes to your new life.
Well, the question that comes up for all of us in this is, first, is it ever going to stop? And if it is going to stop, when is it going to stop? And I wanted to read something from your book, if I could. And for those of you, I mentioned that, this is Kornelia's book here, and it's called Peace, The Flip Side to Anger, How I Use My Emotions to Heal My Life and My Body, and How You Can Too. And, she and I are living examples of this. But there's a quote in the book that I want to read, and I'd love for you to talk about it. And it goes like this: the wounded child, the wounded ego, the victim, the addict are no longer playing parts in your movie. Boy, now that is a visualization that would be important to hold on to, right?
Absolutely, because we're always responding. We were always responding from one of those actors, from the wounded child, from the wounded ego, from the addict, or from the victim. Emotionally, the addict is always looking for something to numb the pain so that the addict doesn't have to feel. The wounded child is continuously calling your attention to heal a part of yourself that was never loved, honored, and recognized from the time you were a child. And the wounded ego is so frightened of you, of letting go of control, because the wounded ego wants to be in charge, wants to control and manipulate. And the victim is no longer playing parts in our movie now, because it's time for us to claim our power so that we can make positive change out in the world. That's what this time is calling us out for. And what my show is going to be about is helping people to step more into their authority. Because if we're continuously giving our power away to outside forces by saying they, and pointing the finger outside, we're not taking responsibility for ourselves. We're not taking action, positive action, and we are continuing the cycle of what's been going on instead of embracing our true creatorship.
Yeah. This is where we get to learn about ourselves better than we can even imagine, right? When we get to experience life and really get in touch with, well, what am I feeling today? Why was it I was struck by, I didn't really pay much. I guess I didn't hear the whole segment, but I heard that quote. I heard that quote, and I heard the tone of that character playing that quote, and there is a vibration to everything. And, when someone turns to a young boy and says, don't fantasize about failing, don't fantasize about failing. I mean, just those two words, fantasize about failing, we do. Isn't that the victim? See, the victim part of us wants to fantasize about failing.
Exactly. And that's the negative programming that we continuously act and make choices on until we investigate the mental body and make all of the subconscious beliefs that we've been conditioned by conscious, so that we can make new choices and that we can make choices based on the truth. What is it that you believe in today? But unless people have really investigated their belief system, looked at their belief system, which is in the mental body, the emotional body is the place to feel. The mental body is the opportunity to investigate your subconscious beliefs and make everything conscious. Your spiritual body is the opportunity for you to build a foundation on a solid spiritual ground that you can trust. So that you can bring that energy of trust, that frequency you're talking about, out into the world. But if people are always walking around not trusting life, not trusting the process, not realizing that we're in this spiral of evolution and that the only thing that matters is love, and that's it.
Well, let's talk about this for a minute. There's a lot of things that you do in the world, and, part of this is you give back. Today we have a way for people to learn more about the work you do, and folks can receive the 7-day self-love series totally, and they can do that by sending the email to radio at
KorneliaStephanie.com.
And please, Kornelia's with a K, so I just want to say that. Stephanie.com. But also, there are personal sessions that you have plus a year subscription. How can people get engaged to receiving that?
The personal sessions, they can also contact me. Right now, I think we were doing a 5-caller giveaway today.
Yep.
Dr. Pat, that 5 lucky callers would get sessions with me, 1 session. and a 1-year subscription to my daily membership portal, where they can receive 1 year of daily messages every single day in their inbox. So
Okay.
that would be one way. And the callers could just call in. There was 5 lucky callers. I think that's what we decided.
It is. So let's go ahead and do this. Please, for those of you that want to call in to receive this special, this is amazing personal session, 1-800-930-2819. However, for those of you on Facebook, please write on Facebook, yes, I'd like to receive this, and we will reach the first 5 people and try to make that work. So we can take your information on Facebook. We just need to know how to contact you. Let us know, would you like to receive a personal session with Kornelia as well as a year subscription? I mean, this is really a special gift. It's worth hundreds of dollars, and we want to make sure that you all know that. 1-800-930-2819. You can call into the show. Benny will get your name. He'll get your email. He'll get your information. Kornelia will contact you. But also on Facebook Live, so you know you can do the same thing. And so just please chat with us. I know that Justin and Jessica are watching this to make sure all of the above is happening, and that's kind of important too. I want to skip the break because we have a lot to talk about if we could. This gives Benny time and others time to react and respond.
Dr. Pat, before you go on, there's one thing that we have to correct.
Sure.
It's that the 5-session giveaway is that people would be able to get the session and the 1-year subscription for $100.
That's right. Thank you.
It's not free.
Thank you.
It is $300 and something value, but I want to clarify that
Thank you.
is, yes,
that's important. And that's it. So that's a significant discount. So that's important for everybody to know. I want to talk with you about what it means to be born into this world. And what I mean by that is, have we been born to fit in this world, or have we been born to reshape the world to our spiritual energy?
We were never born to fit in.
I felt like that.
Right? How many of us can identify that looking at our lives, and we've always tried to fit in to the old world? We were never born to fit in. We were born to create a new world, a new consciousness that is far beyond what we're even living today. This is far beyond. So we were never born to fit in. We were born to create a new one. And that is where we're at now. The opportunities that are here for us to embrace our truth are far beyond what we can even put into words. We just have to be willing to say yes. And that is the beginning, is to be willing to say yes, to allow the life force that is flowing through us to take over.
I want to really talk about the life force. What is required for us to, first of all, know that there is this life force and get a sense of it? Now, I can point to different points in time in my life where I knew it was operating. I've shared many, many times how I even started in this direction, dialing a wrong phone number, dialing into internet radio, pulling out a credit card, spending massive amount of money for internet-only radio in 2003. It's not logical. It has got to be a life force energy of some kind, right?
Absolutely. And if you're listening to this right now, this would be a synchronistic one of these moments in time, events for you to embrace as life force. It's that life force energy that is synchronistically partnering you with this message today, right?
Well, and part of the work, and you're for those of you listening, to receive this free offering when you call in, the 7-day not when you call in, but when you email radio@KorneliaStephanie.com, and in the subject line, just write, I am love. Just write, I am love.
Yeah.
But when we're looking at this and you're thinking, I really want my life to kick into another gear, to be able to work with you on this and go through the process and to do this in a way that's going to help people move forward, because we do want to move forward. We may not know how, though.
We may not know how, and that's part of my gift, is that I teach people how to do it, how to become their own healer, how to become their own coach, how to unleash their body's healing ability, to really move into their spiritual journey, how to do it. And that's what my book is about. You know, a lot of times in our life, fear has held us back. And now it's no excuse, because we know that fear isn't real. And there is nothing that we can't overcome. That's what this is all about.
Yeah. Well, I want to go back and let folks know that, yes, for $100, this is important to know, it's over 70% savings. Kornelia has put together a special offer, personal session with her, and 1 year subscription, and that is for $100, and that is significant savings. In the show, we started from day one to put a pay it forward initiative together. And this is not necessarily just for you if you're listening, but what a great gift to give somebody else too, to help them move forward. How might this personal session with you help folks do this? Because this is really what we're looking for. How do I kickstart this life force energy that I've forgotten I even have?
What's going to happen is that you're going to completely have a clean slate, receive a clean slate to make peace with your past. That's the number one thing, is make peace with your past right now. You don't need to carry the heavy vibrational energy of the victim, the addict, the wounded child with you on a daily basis. You can make peace with your life right now. And all of the karmic connections that we've had, relationships, we can make peace with this today. And that's what part of this work would be about, is assisting you in having a clean slate so that you can begin. And that's why I created the Creative Light Vibration, which is the daily membership, so that people can have a spiritual foundation that they can begin every single day from the comfort of their own home. There are messages that are guiding us into the new paradigm between 5 and 10 minutes every single day to release the negativity, right? To release the density out of our physical bodies.
It is so important to do that. And, you know, people think that you and I and the work we do, we're really immune to it. And we're not. We're just like everybody else. We may have a few more tools in our toolkit, right?
Absolutely.
You know, but this is how we've learned to really give back, because we've experienced some things. I mean, I have often said that I've been fired from every job that I've ever had. So I know what it's like to lose a job. I know what it's like to lose a job after a year, after 24 and a half years, to lose loved ones, also to experience success, you know, to experience the other side of anger, to experience peace, right? To really quiet the mind. And these are things that I've had to work. I've had to work on them. I still work on them. But this is what you're going to do also to help people, especially if there's just been something that's been in the way.
It does, yeah, exactly, because it doesn't matter what it is. It can be sexual abuse, physical abuse, money issues, relationship issues, family issues, health issues, whatever the situation is. This is part of your time right now to make peace with your past and have a new beginning. And say yes to your life. Say yes to discovering what your sweet spot is. Say yes to living that inner peace. Say yes to creating your new world based on your own authority. But if you're still giving your power away, if people are still giving their power away, they're allowing the authority to be outside of themselves. which is part of what it is that I do. I guide people to look within themselves, to claim their power back, to claim their authority back, to unveil and discover the truth of who it is that they are.
And, you know, by working with people, you get to see them come out the other side, don't you?
And that's the beauty when that happens, when they come out on the other side. And we're both living examples of coming out on the other side. It's like I can't even identify that I used to have self-hatred at my core. And I can't identify with my past life at all. It just feels like a past life, like I have been. This was like another lifetime ago. So I can't even come up with the emotional pain anymore, because once you move through it all the way, it heals. Yeah. And that's what we're capable of doing, is healing from our past, making peace with our past, and building our new world on a foundation that's rooted in love and peace.
You know, I love that, you know, in your book, I love this subtitle, The Flip Side to Anger. Mm-hmm. Because there is a flip side to anger. And, you know, we're not saying to people, don't feel things or don't sense things or don't do this or don't do that. That's not what we're saying to people. But I want to do this. I think we have a minute. Benny, do we have somebody calling into the show here today that we can bring on for a few minutes?
Yes, ma'am. It's Brian from Texas. Hello, Brian. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Brian.
Hello. Hi there. Hey, the reason I was calling, I just wanted to let the listeners know that I've read Kornelia's book, and a lot of the work she's done has helped me incredibly the last year in terms of the emotional processing side. And I was just sharing it with a friend this morning how a lot of that has helped me relieve the physical tension out of my body simply by becoming more aware of the emotions in my life. So just wanted to say thanks for the work you're doing, Kornelia.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and Brian, we're going to hear lots more from Kornelia as she gets ready to launch her show here on Friday. The world really needs her work, doesn't it?
Well, it sure does, and it's certainly helped out and benefited me a lot.
Awesome. Well, thank you for calling in. Yeah. Wow. This is a time. Kornelia, thank you for today. You know, please, how can people find out more about you? Again, your show. And one last question. What's your personal message? What would you like to leave us with today?
What I'd like to leave everyone with is you are capable of moving mountains. There's nothing in your life that you cannot be, do, or have. You can get a hold of me by sending me an email at radio@korneliastephanie.com. If you want to do personal work with me, go to my website, korneliastephanie.com, or go to korneliastephanievip.com and experience my membership portal free for 7 days. My show begins next Friday at noon, and please be sure to tune in.
Yeah, Transformation Talk Radio. Personal message, last words.
Last words. Do not act on your emotions. Do not kill yourself, and do not kill anyone else, because really what it is that people want to kill is they want to release the feeling, the emotion, the emotional pain. And so there's so much to learn about emotions that not to act on the emotion. That's what I want to leave people with, is that it's not tolerable anymore in this day and time to go against our humanity.
Yes, and like in the famous words of that incredible Michonne, don't fantasize about failure. Say yes to success.
Yes, and can I share one more beautiful quote? One more, this one. Carefully watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Manage and watch your words, for they will become your actions. Consider and judge your actions, for they have become your habits. Acknowledge and watch your habits, for they shall become your values.
You've been listening to the Kornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio. Kornelia's joy is to engage others in practical ways, showing us how to live in the new earth in harmony with our true nature. For more information on Kornelia and her extraordinary work, or to listen to past shows, go to her website at korneliastephanie.com.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.